For your viewing pleasure today, I have a pretty ordinary game in the T-34. It wasn't spectacular, it was a bit of a pushover actually. The enemy team weren't very good. But you know, it's just a demonstration of some of the tank's strengths, the ones it has remaining after the physics patch. The T-34, people will probably disagree with this, but I find it handles a lot worse now with physics. It doesn't stick to the ground anymore, so you lose traction on bumps, you lose traction on turns. It could never turn very well, like it turns like a boat and it loses quite a bit of speed as it turns, but now it's just, it loses speed on flat ground as well. The A43 now feels to me like what the T-34 used to feel like. It's not to say it's a bad tank, it's just defanged somewhat. You have to play it a lot more conservatively, you can no longer rush in and circle people while laughing maniacally. That's the A43's job. But it's still not a bad tank. Just got to use it carefully. So I've been trying to figure out how to play the thing since I really took a long break from it. And I'm trying to help Az get himself some high tier tanks, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to take it out for a spin. So do my usual thing of taking this position. You'll notice I'm way overextended. Normally I'll do that and stop at this corner. Just wait for my teammates to catch up to me, my platoon mates. See the T-49 there, second T-49, they're both up in the Abbey, they're not a threat to me yet. Now, curiously, the enemy hasn't pushed up here. Normally by now there'll be enemy tanks right where I'm aiming, typically 3 or 4 of them. They may even be pushing the rock by now, but the enemy have sent nothing, so I get a little brave. Take a quick snapshot at Matilda, just take his gun out of the game. Now, probably not the best idea to be pushing up here, because I don't know what's past the corner, but as it happens there was actually nothing past the corner. So I drive into this position assuming that my left is safe. Not a good thing to assume, but it was right in this case. Now here, I auto-aim the M7 and fire in third person. Two things Funky J-Rob shits on me for remorselessly. In this situation, I think it was probably not a bad thing to do, because it allowed me to maintain my situational awareness and focus on what was going on in front of me. I know I can pen the back of an M7 from basically anywhere, so it's not like I need to aim especially well, and he wasn't moving very fast, so I don't need to lead him. So in this case, I think it was actually not an entirely bad course of action, although perhaps not the best. I don't know. I have issues with situational awareness as it is, so quite often I'll shoot from third person just so I can focus on what's going on, or I'll auto-aim the tank just so I can put more attention into whatever's happening around me. It's a habit I need to kick, though I am doing a bit too much now. It's not to say auto-aim shouldn't be used. A lot of really good players use it, just for different reasons. You know, to keep a gun locked on a target, to keep the turret pointed at the particular enemy tank you fear the most, or even just, you know, as you're blazing past somebody to get a quick snapshot in. Also, I find at long distances, if I'm having trouble drawing a bead on the center of a tank, auto-aim will automatically put your aim on the center of mass, which is going to make you obviously the most likely to hit that tank. So if it's a small target you can pen easily, it can sometimes be worth it, just to make your shots that much more likely to hit. So I find an AFK T-28 and farm some easy damage on him. See me auto-aiming again here. In this case it wasn't probably the correct action because the guy was moving. I don't think him moving is what made my shots bounce or miss. I think it was just the distance, but if I'd manual aimed that, I probably would have had a better chance. That was manually aimed. So 5 kills for very little effort. We've managed to clean up the bulk of the enemy team. Nice and easy. Demonstrates the importance of the west flank. If you leave the west open, you are pretty much guaranteeing your team a loss. Too many tanks down the 9 line, well 8 and 9 lines, too many tanks down the Abbey line, either one of those will lose the game. You need probably, I'd say, the majority of your team west, a couple of well-armoured sort of shit bricks east to stop them pushing up that road, just block it if you have to, and then maybe a handful of guys just strung out among the centre to stop them rushing through either the 6 line trench or the 5 line road. But other than that, pretty cruisy game, not a lot of effort went into it. It's always nice to be able to carry a low tier game like that without even trying, because quite often when I go down to low tier games I have the opposite experience. I will work my ass off and my team will just not shoot tanks. So it makes for a refreshing change.